everybody. This is Barbara, the hippie homesteader wannabe, and I'm decided I would film this because I got a Baker Creek order today. Baker Creek seeds, which of course is everybody knows about, down in Mansfield, Missouri, and I have a real heart for that company too, just like everyone else. But it's because I kind of knew them earlier, because I'm from that area, from near that area, and was good friends with people that lived right down the road from them. So anyway, I am opening this with scissors because I have scissors nearby. Okay, these were things I ordered that a lot of the seeds I've got for this year are things I got at Dollar General, Dollar Tree, and real basic stuff. But I wanted to, there's a few things I really wanted to grow, and so I figured I would get them from them. But let's look at the envelope first. Isn't that cute? It's all printed with ads for strawberries, onions, tomatoes, or that's watermelon. Yeah, kind of got an old-fashioned flair to it. All right, here's my stuff. I didn't get a whole lot from them, and I really wanted to go down. We have a little seed, not little, but a seed company nearby here called Morgan County Seeds, and they have a pretty good selection of these same kind of things. Not all the varieties, certainly different ones, but you got to go in person, and it's just so easy to do it online, even when they're only 20 miles down the road. Okay, so here's what I got. Chinese cabbage Hilton. So anyway, I really love Chinese cabbage, and one year, I don't have a lot of garden experience, but I did grow Chinese cabbage one year, and it did really well for me. Ooh, well, here's my free gift. We'll wait till last on that, see what that is. Okay, now this was a bit of a stretch, but this is a strawberry called Tresca. And since I'm doing this winter sowing, I thought that a strawberry might be a real cool thing to try for winter sowing. So that's what that's for. Another thing I enjoyed growing in the past, and it did well for me, is collards. These are Georgia Southern Creole collards. And one of my very favorite things on earth is arugula. So going to be a healthy girl here with all these greens. What else what shall I show you next? One place I heard about tillage radishes, which are big radishes that dig deep and that grow deep, and they help you loosen up your soil for the future. And so I got these Japanese minnow waste daikon radishes for that purpose, and I understand they're really delicious to eat too. So we'll see. Now I don't know if I'll have room for all this, but that might wind up being like kind of a cover crop on a future bed or something like that. Here is a flower, calendula, and this was the calendula that had according to the catalog, had the most resins in it for making skin creams and oils and concoctions. So there's that. Now this one, I've been watching these videos of people in their gardens, and they've got these Chinese red noodle beans. They look like so much fun. Of course, I'm going to need to do some major trellising to get that to work, but we will see what we can do with that. And finally, this is a sunflower. This is mammoth gray striped, and my chickens really like to eat sunflower seeds, and of course I like to put seeds out for the little birds, and they're good to eat too. So thought that might be a fun thing. Here's my freebie. Has a cute picture of a guy with a cute hat on. Watermelon. All right, and this is purple Russian tomato. So another tomato, and that's good because I'm a little leery about putting all my tomato hopes into seeds and not just planning on picking up a 6-pack of seeds that somebody else starts, because I've never had much luck with starting seeds. But I do have a kind of cherry. Well, I'll go over those some other time. But anyway, that's my order. Isn't that fun? And I thought I would real quickly, ooh, I'm already at 5 minutes. Real quickly tell you about my dear younger me. And so I was looking back, and I kind of divided my life into 3 sections, 3 20-year sections of the past me, the younger me. First younger me, I would basically tell them, learn to work. Don't run away and try to make excuses. If there's something to be done, especially something farmy that needs to be done, if your dad could use some help in the garden, if your mom could use some help with the cooking or even washing dishes, get in there and help her, because I did not learn to work, and I give up real easy when things get a little bit hard. And the biggest thing about that early person that I used to be is, well, 2 things. One of them is, don't waste your opportunity to learn things, because this is the phase of life where you've really got a lot of chances. Even if you're in school, there's a library there, there's magazines in the school library. You know, research the things you want to know about. Don't expect to just inhale the information. And also, further, well, I'll get this will be in the second bunch, the second thought. And also, if you can, while you're young, get a picture in your mind of how you want your life to be. Get a vision for it, and have a goal, and go for it like a goal. If you have something in mind that you really want to go for, if it's a homestead, if it's a certain kind of work that you do outside of the home, like being a scientist or using an ag degree or being a teacher or whatever. But if you can get a picture in your mind of what you want to do with your life and really go for it, you're going to do better than if you're just thinking, oh, I wish some boy liked me, which was basically what I did. Even though I was smart, I guess, sort of smart. I didn't have much common sense, but I was good at the book stuff. I did good on tests. I made good grades, could write papers like crazy, you know. So those would be that from that early part. As I go into the 20 to 40 section, that's a big section. To that younger me, first of all, I have this overall philosophy about looking at the past, which is there are no what ifs. When you look at the past, it just is what it is, and it doesn't do a lot of good to kick yourself about what you did wrong. But that said, I would tell that person, from that 20 to 40 person, I don't think I would change a whole lot of the mistakes. Like the song, you know, this is based on, has a line about that. You know, would I go deep and try to get you to not make the mistakes or the choices, because the choices that you made were the choices that made me. And I don't think I would want to change those choices, like who I married, because if I changed who I married and how that all happened when I was 30, then I wouldn't have the kids I have now. I wouldn't have some really wonderful memories. So I don't think I would really change anything, but I would tell that person, learn to focus on what's positive, what's right in your life, instead of noticing what's wrong with it. And don't worry about what other people think, and which theoretically I never worried about what people thought, but in reality I worried about what people thought, and it made me just about mentally sick. And especially the comparison, because I always had the dream to be a homesteader, but at the time, we lived in town, and that to me, that just sort of disqualified me because I was on this. It was actually a nice sized yard, and it had really good soil, and I tried a lot of things. I had raspberry bushes for a little while. I had asparagus for a little while, and I had, of course, the garden. And we got an apple tree, and then we had neighbors that would give us their apples from their apple tree, and so we'd go and gather up the apples, and I'd can. And so I did a lot of good homesteady things, but I was really one to see the dark side of things and just give up when it got hard. And like one thing we did was I got a rabbit. Seems like we got it free someplace. Somebody had it and needed to get rid of it. And I remember even I built part of the cage for it with a circular saw. It's like the only time I've ever used a circular saw. So I was real proud of that. But that we found out it was a female, and we had some homesteader type friends that came over, and they took her, the rabbit, and took her to one of their bucks and got her bred and brought her back to us. And so before I even had a chance to figure out what I was going to do about housing, about a box for her to give birth in and what all that would look like, somehow or another, she accidentally got out, and she ran under this little shed thing in the next yard. And, this is one of if I have a regret, it's that I didn't make any effort whatsoever to try to catch her. I just thought, oh, well, it's over. And so, younger me, try a little harder, don't just give up. So it got a little bit hard. I had I'm sure I had at least one teenage boy by that time, and a fairly healthy husband that was wiry, and plus we could have talked to the people that owned that property, and somehow or another we could have figured out a way to get that rabbit out from under that shed. And we never saw her again, so I don't know what happened, if she died or somebody else caught her. Probably somebody else caught her. I mean, she wouldn't have been in good shape because she'd been in a cage all her life, and so she couldn't have run so fast, that we couldn't catch her. I don't know, but anyway, she got away from me. That's goes without saying. But so anyway, let's go to the next. So that section, focus on the positive, don't give up, and don't worry about what other people think of your efforts. And then the next section, I think my biggest advice would be, don't worry again, because worry seems to be this recurring theme. And try things, and don't. Here's the thing I've learned, especially over the last couple of months even, is that you can have it in your mind really well as to how this thing would work. Well, first you do step one, you've got to do, nail this to this, or gather up these materials, or blah, blah, blah. So you can have that in your mind. You can read. You can watch YouTube videos out the wazoo. But until you actually get your hands on that straw, pick that straw up, watch it fall down in front of your clothes, and put that straw in that chicken coop, and actually, see how much they poop and see how much they eat, and until you've actually done it and done it again and done it again, then that's how you learn. And so that's what I think I would tell that if I could. I mean, I finally realized that as in this like twilight of my life, that if I could have learned it way back then, get your hands on it. I tried to do a little flower garden when I was a teenager, and I planted the seeds in the ground. Did I ever do another thing with it? No. Did I go out and pull out grass that came up? Did I research and say, well, let's see, mulch would do this, and here's something I could. Did I ask my dad? Good grief, my dad was a wonderful gardener, and did I ever ask him to help me with it, or get any kind of? No. So those are my dear younger me things. So I'm going to cut this off because it's getting long. I hope you all have a really wonderful day and whatever, however long till I see you again, and be blessed.